Stop scrolling right now. Have you ever walked through your neighborhood and noticed that every backyard looks exactly the same? The same boring layouts, the same predictable features, nothing that makes you stop and say wow, that is incredible. Well my friend, today is the day that changes for you. I am about to share 10 rare backyard transformations that are so unique, so stunning, that your neighbors will be asking how you did it. And here is the best part. Each one costs less than $50 and you can start this very afternoon. No expensive contractors, no months of waiting, just you creating something absolutely magical. And project number 7, oh my goodness, it is so brilliant you will wonder why nobody else is doing this. Hey there my wonderful gardening friends. Welcome back to Daily Garden Guide, where we make gardening accessible, affordable, and absolutely beautiful for everyone. I am thrilled you are here today because what I am sharing is not your typical DIY content. These are rare, forgotten techniques and creative ideas that will make your outdoor space completely one of a kind. You know what I love most about these projects? They are simple enough that you can start today, gorgeous enough to become the signature feature of your backyard, and budget-friendly enough that you can tackle multiple projects without worrying about your wallet. Before we dive into these hidden gems, do me a quick favor. Hit that like button if you are excited to create something nobody else in your neighborhood has. It really helps us reach more gardening enthusiasts like you. And make sure you subscribe and turn on those notifications because I share unique outdoor projects like these every single week, and trust me, you will not find these ideas anywhere else. Alright my friends, let us jump right into project number 1, and this one uses an ancient Japanese technique that creates absolute modern magic. Project number 1 is Shou sugi band fire-treated wood features. Now I know that sounds fancy, but stay with me because this is actually so simple and the results are breathtaking. This is an ancient Japanese technique where you char wood surfaces to create stunning weather-resistant garden features with a dramatic black finish. Here is why this is so special. While some designers are starting to use this technique, most people have never seen it in residential gardens. The dramatic charred wood creates this sophisticated, weather-resistant surface that looks like expensive imported materials, but it costs you almost nothing. Here is how you do it. Take untreated cedar or pine boards and char the surface using a propane torch. Move the flame slowly across the wood until you get that beautiful blackened surface. Then brush off the loose char with a wire brush and seal it with linseed oil. That is it. The process creates naturally preserved wood with this stunning texture and deep black color that is absolutely gorgeous. You can use this technique to create fence panels, planter boxes, garden signs, or decorative wall art. The contrast between that charred black wood and your green plants is striking, it truly is. And the best part? The fire treatment actually preserves the wood while eliminating maintenance. No painting, no staining, ever. It is perfect for us who want beauty without the constant upkeep. The modern meets ancient aesthetic works beautifully in contemporary gardens, Japanese-inspired spaces, or even industrial-style backyards. Your total material cost is under $30 for several statement pieces, yet the sophisticated finish rivals designer woodwork that would cost you hundreds of dollars. This gives you instant designer credibility while using a preservation method that has been protecting Japanese temples for centuries. How amazing is that? Project number 2 is Hypertufa faux stone planters. Now this is one of my absolute favorites because it looks so impressive but it is surprisingly easy. You are going to create realistic-looking stone planters and garden ornaments using Hypertufa, which is a mixture of peat moss, perlite, and Portland cement that mimics ancient weathered stone. True Hypertufa projects are so rare in modern gardens, yet the results are absolutely breathtaking. The aged stone appearance develops naturally over time, creating these authentic-looking antique planters that fool even experienced gardeners. People will think you spent a fortune on imported stone. Here is the simple process. Mix equal parts peat moss, perlite, and Portland cement with water until you get a bread dough consistency. Press the mixture into molds. You can use cardboard boxes, plastic containers, or even hand sculpt freeform shapes. Create drainage holes while the mixture is still wet, then cure it covered in plastic for about a week. Now here is what makes this so special. The aging process continues for months, developing authentic moss growth and weathering that makes brand new pieces look centuries old. It is like garden magic. And despite looking like heavy stone, Hypertufa is actually lightweight, which is perfect for creating movable boulders, troughs, or sculptural elements that you can rearrange as your garden evolves. You can shape these into fountains, planters, or garden art. The porous surface allows moss and lichen to colonize naturally, which increases the authenticity over time. Your material cost is under $20 for multiple large pieces, yet the aged stone appearance commands serious attention. And no two pieces are ever identical. Each one develops its own character and patina over time. This forgotten craft creates heirloom quality pieces that actually improve with age, becoming more beautiful as your garden matures around them. I just love that. Project number 3 is living succulent picture frames, and oh my goodness, this one is so creative. You are going to transform picture frames into vertical succulent gardens that become actual living artwork on your fences or walls. While vertical gardens exist, living picture frames create actual framed artwork using plants. The three-dimensional living paintings create gallery-worthy displays that are so rarely seen in home gardens. Here is what you do. Remove the glass from deep picture frames. Create a backing using chicken wire stapled to the frame back. Line it with landscape fabric, then fill the shallow space with succulent soil. Now comes the fun part. Plant succulents through the wire mesh, creating patterns, gradients, or even pictures. Lay the frame flat until the roots establish, which takes about 2 to 3 weeks, then hang it vertically. The framed succulents create living art that changes subtly with growth and the seasons. It is like having a painting that evolves. You can create monochromatic designs for modern sophistication, rainbow gradients for playful displays, or even representational images like hearts, initials, or simple landscapes. Mix textures too. Use spiky varieties, rosette shapes, and trailing succulents for dimensional interest. Multiple frames can create gallery walls that transform blank fences into living museums. The frames are portable, so you can rotate them seasonally or change designs whenever you want. And succulents require minimal water, which makes maintenance super easy for us. Each frame costs between $15 and $25 depending on size, yet the artistic impact rivals expensive wall sculptures. Each frame becomes unique living artwork that grows more beautiful over time. Project number 4 is woven willow living structures, and this one feels like pure magic. You are going to weave living willow branches into growing structures like tunnels, domes, fences, or sculptural forms that actually root and continue growing. Living willow structures are practically unknown in American gardens despite being traditional in European landscapes for centuries. The living architecture grows stronger each year while providing ever-changing beauty. It is like building with nature itself. Here is how it works. Source willow whips, which are young flexible branches, from specialty suppliers or harvest them from existing trees in late winter. Push 2 to 3 foot whips into moist ground in your desired pattern. You can create arches for tunnels or circles for domes. Then weave horizontal whips through the vertical poles while they are still flexible. The living branches root within weeks, creating permanent growing structures. As the willows leaf out, the framework becomes living sculpture. It is truly incredible to watch. You can create tunnel entrances, dome playhouses for grandchildren, living fences, or freeform sculptures. The structures strengthen annually, developing into substantial woody forms. Regular pruning maintains the shape while encouraging dense growth. This ancient technique costs practically nothing but creates magical features that are impossible to achieve any other way. Children and grandchildren especially love the living hideouts that grow stronger each year. The organic architecture integrates seamlessly with your garden while providing four-season interest. You get fresh green leaves in spring, shady canopies in summer, golden foliage in fall, and beautiful sculptural frameworks in winter. It really does not get better than that. Quick pause here, my friends. If these unique projects are inspiring you and you are already planning which one to try first, show this video some love by hitting that like button. It truly helps other gardening enthusiasts discover these rare ideas. And seriously, subscribe right now because I share rare DIY projects like these that you literally will not find anywhere else. These are not your typical Pinterest crafts that everyone is doing. These are the hidden gems, the forgotten techniques, the rare ideas that make your garden truly special. Alright, let us keep going with project number 5, and this one creates something magical. Project number 5 is rammed earth garden walls. You are going to build stunning striped walls using layered soil rammed in forms, creating beautiful permanent structures from literal dirt. Rammed earth construction is ancient yet completely uncommon in modern gardens. The naturally striped layers create organic art while building substantial structures from the cheapest material available, which is soil. How wonderful is that? Create simple plywood forms about 6 to 12 inches wide. Layer different colored soils like red clay, sandy loam, and dark topsoil in 3 to 4 inch lifts. Ram each layer firmly with a wooden post or mechanical tamper. The compressed earth creates rock-hard walls displaying natural color striations that are absolutely gorgeous. Remove the forms once each section dries to reveal stunning striped patterns. Continue building sections to create raised beds, seating walls, or sculptural elements. The earth walls are completely weatherproof once properly compacted, and they store heat, creating beneficial microclimates for your plants. The organic material integrates perfectly with gardens while showcasing the natural beauty of soil itself. This project costs nothing if you are using existing soil, or under $30 if you are purchasing different colored earth. The substantial walls rival expensive stone or concrete while creating completely unique artistic installations. This ancient building technique creates modern sculptures that celebrate the most fundamental garden element, which is soil itself. Each wall is truly one of a kind, displaying the specific earth colors of your location. There is something so deeply satisfying about building something beautiful from the very earth beneath our feet. Project number 6 is gabion basket illuminated features. You are going to fill wire mesh baskets with glass, stones, or found objects, then add internal lighting to create glowing sculptures. While gabion walls exist in landscaping, illuminated artistic gabions are virtually unknown, and they create such a magical effect. The combination of structural basket, artistic fill material, and internal lighting creates unique glowing sculptures that transform your garden at night. Purchase or build wire mesh baskets in desired shapes like cylinders, cubes, or custom forms. Fill them with colored glass bottles, river rocks, sea glass, or mixed materials, creating beautiful patterns as you go. Install waterproof LED rope lights or solar stake lights inside the baskets before you complete the fill. The internal illumination glows through the materials at night, creating these gorgeous lantern effects that are just stunning. You can use them as pathway markers with glowing bases, create illuminated seating with lit cube bases, or build freestanding light sculptures. The day appearance shows off your artistic fill materials while the evening reveals that magical internal glow. Mix materials for visual interest. Try layers of different colored glass, striped rock patterns, or themed collections. The sturdy baskets are permanent while the fill materials can rotate for seasonal changes if you want to switch things up. Cost varies with your fill material. If you use free beach glass or river rocks it costs almost nothing, but even with purchased colored glass, your basic setup runs about $25 to $40 per basket. The dual-purpose sculpture provides daytime art and nighttime illumination. It is garden jewelry that glows. Project number 7 is cob bench sculptural seating, and this is the genius one I mentioned at the beginning. You are going to build organic flowing benches using cob, which is a mixture of clay soil, sand, and straw that sculpts like natural stone but costs you absolutely nothing. Cob construction is virtually unknown despite being incredibly versatile. The sculptural seating creates organic forms that are impossible to achieve with traditional materials while costing nothing but your time and creativity. Mix clay soil, sand, and straw in roughly 1 to 3 to 1 ratio, adding water until you get a bread dough consistency. Build up layers, allowing each layer to partially dry before adding more. You can sculpt serpentine seating walls, throne-like chairs, or flowing organic forms limited only by your imagination. Embed colored tiles, glass, or found objects while the material is wet. The material molds like clay but dries hard as concrete. Finish with natural plaster or leave it raw for rustic texture. Top with cushions or mosaic tiles for comfortable decorative seating. The thermal mass stores heat, creating warm seating on cool evenings, which is wonderful. The sculptural forms become garden art that is also functional. Each piece is completely unique, reflecting your artistic vision. This project costs nothing but time if you are using existing soil, and the substantial seating rivals expensive stone benches while creating completely unique organic designs. You are literally creating something beautiful from nothing. How empowering is that? Now before we continue, I need to ask you something important. Which project has grabbed your attention so far? Are you thinking about the dramatic black wood of Shou sugi ban? Or maybe those living willow structures? Drop a comment right now and let me know. I read every single comment and I love hearing what inspires you. Your feedback helps me create more content around the techniques you are most excited about. So go ahead, pause for just a second and leave me a comment. Alright, let us keep going because the next 3 projects are equally amazing. Project number 8 is Ferrocement water feature sculptures. You are going to create custom water features by sculpting cement over wire armature, allowing any imaginable shape or design. The Ferrocement technique is rarely used in home gardens despite offering unlimited creative possibilities. This method creates waterproof sculptures in any form you can imagine. Realistic boulders, abstract art, or even fantastical creatures. Build a wire mesh armature in your desired shape. It could be simple bowls, cascading formations, or complex sculptures. Apply cement mixture reinforced with fiberglass strands in thin layers over the framework. Shape it while wet, creating textures, details, or smooth finishes. Install a small pump and create water channels. Seal the interior for waterproofing. The result is a custom water feature in any imaginable form that is completely unique to you. You can create realistic-looking boulders with water emerging from the tops, modern abstract sculptures with water sheets cascading down, or whimsical figures spouting water from their mouths. Paint them or leave the natural cement finish. The lightweight construction means large sculptures do not require massive foundations, which makes this accessible for all of us. Completely custom designs cost $30 to $60 in materials, yet they look like expensive professional installations. This technique allows you to create exactly what you imagine rather than settling for whatever is available at the store. Each sculpture is a one-of-a-kind artwork that also functions as a soothing water feature. Project number 9 is Wattle hurdle garden screens. You are going to weave flexible branches into portable screens using the ancient Wattle technique, creating rustic dividers that are both beautiful and functional. Wattle hurdles are traditional European garden elements that are virtually unknown in modern American landscapes. The handwoven screens create texture, privacy, and artisan quality that is so rarely seen. Drive wooden stakes into the ground or a portable frame at 6 to 8 inch spacing. Weave flexible branches like willow, dogwood, or grapevines horizontally through the stakes in an over-under pattern. Continue weaving to your desired height, packing the rows tightly for density. Trim the ends for a clean finish. The natural screens create instant privacy, garden room dividers, or decorative backdrops. The organic texture adds warmth while the portable screens allow flexible placement wherever you need them. Use them as temporary privacy walls, create garden room dividers, or backdrop your seating areas. The living craft creates substantial screens from pruned branches or foraged materials. Each panel develops unique character through natural variations in branch size and color. Your cost is nothing if you are using pruned materials from your own yard or foraged branches, or under $20 if you purchase willow whips. The artisan quality rivals expensive imported screens while showcasing traditional craftsmanship. There is something so satisfying about creating functional beauty with your own hands using natural materials. And finally, project number 10 is living moss graffiti garden art. You are going to paint with living moss mixture to create growing graffiti, words, or designs on walls, rocks, or vertical surfaces. Moss graffiti transforms urban street art into living garden art. This technique creates growing designs that develop and change over time. It is truly living artwork that evolves. Blend moss, buttermilk, water, and sugar in a blender until you get a paint consistency. Apply the mixture to porous surfaces like brick walls, rocks, concrete, or wood using brushes or sponges. Paint words, designs, or patterns. Keep it moist by misting for 2 to 3 weeks until the moss establishes. The living paint grows into lush green covering displaying your design. It is like painting with life itself. You can create growing initials on walls, paint moss murals on boring fences, or design living patterns on stepping stones. The ecological artwork improves air quality while creating unique green displays. The moss establishes permanently with occasional misting during dry periods. The living designs evolve subtly over time, developing texture and density. Your cost.